Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 254 of NasCard Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val, and with me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer, Logan. How are you tonight?
I feel like I've been dumped.
Yeah, I bet. Got a great show for everybody today. Everybody pretty much knows the drill. We're going to do racing recap. We're going to check in on the Panini Instant offerings. We're going to talk about 2025 Prism. The sell sheet is out, so we'll take a quick look at that. We're going to talk about turn four. We got some images, um, and that's releasing next week. We'll talk about some of that. We'll check in on the Spellbound word of the week, and then we'll finish the show with King's Court.
Okay, sounds good.
Another packed show.
It'll be another hour show as usual.
Yeah, we plan for 30 minutes, but give you an hour. So a lot of value here. You get
Bonus
twice.
coverage.
Yeah, you get twice for your money.
Hmm.
Yeah. So and we want our to thank our sponsor Panini America and some shout outs to Indy Car Cards, Chase Blaylock, Jason Freeman, Kyle Katz, Patrick Dillon, Mark Traverso, Skid Marks, Ribbit Racing Brakes, Scott Boys, Mike Yates, Samuel Freshen.
By season.
Yes. I was practicing that before the show, and of course I butchered it. I apologize, Samuel.
Yeah,
Misha Wines and Dylan 311. So,
another action-packed week in the chat.
oh yes, uh, glad you mentioned that. Wanted to highlight some. Man, I feel like it's like today's my first day. Like, hey, I haven't done this one. It's only been like 250 something episodes, but whatever. um, some of the comments. Um, let's see what we have from Mike H about the Philly show is open in Oaks, Pennsylvania this weekend, and he's going to see how much NASCAR stuff is there. The general public is sleeping on this stuff, and we totally agree. Lots
Yes,
of value. Um, what the
yes.
new stuff's going for, and what you can buy some of the older stuff and collect the sets. And um, I was watching what I see. The looks like somebody was breaking some of the NHRA and probably ready for some TTM with that. So
Yeah, I think that was Hallie Emery that was doing that. But yeah, I love the way that the phraseology here. The general public is sleeping on this stuff, and they are. NASCAR is extremely undervalued, but we've talked about that before. We is the other stuff extremely overvalued, and NASCAR stuff is just valued correctly. I mean, but who knows? But in the
that's
grand scheme of things, it's undervalued, and he's right. People are sleeping on it.
that was one of your hot takes.
Yes.
And from uh, oh my goodness, I can't read it from here.
Hokie, Hokie, Michigan.
Went to the local card show in MI a few weeks ago. Normally it hit. This show is mostly baseball. Have never seen racing there. This past time, one vendor had a NASCAR box for sure. A few good cards in it, all reasonable price. Coolest one I found in it was an Austin Dillon 2017 Nationals card number 3 out of 10. There you go, card number.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to hit a car number. I don't care what kind of I don't care who it is. If you hit a car number, that's awesome.
And out of 10, that's awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then Kyle Katz had the regarding card shows last January went when I was at a Madison card show. I asked a lot of dealers if they had any NASCAR cards, and most replied, "Dang, I had some at home, but nobody ever asked, so I didn't bring them." So, as we have said before, make sure when you're at the shows you ask folks, and eventually they'll remember when they're loading up to come back to the shows, and they'll bring some NASCAR. We've been doing that for I don't know how many years at the National, so I think it's starting to pay off.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You just got to keep it in their ear and keep it in their mind. So
Yes. All right. Let's see other housekeeping, and we talked about.
housekeeping.
Yep. Yep. Turn 4 slated for October 3rd, and pre-sales down to about 250 right now from the big three, but we'll talk about that. And Prism is on the horizon. See if we get double up, but I would imagine that's probably going to be that's going to be subject to change. But getting two in October would be awesome. But Prism October 24th. So we will dig into the sell sheet on that. All right. Anything else? I'd go racing recap.
Yeah, go racing recap.
Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. A racing recap. Only had a few races actually. Of course, there's not many left with IndyCar watching NASCAR now.
That's
But
true.
we had the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race number 21. That was the EJP 175 Saturday, September 20th at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Corey Heim was our winner, highest finisher, and rookie was Gio Ruggiero at position 4.
If Corey Haim doesn't win the championship, it'll be a travesty.
I'm right there with you. Yeah, he's definitely got to be the front runner with so many. I can't remember how many wins he's. If it wasn't for Zilisch, he'd probably be up there with most wins in the series. So for the lower levels, anyway, I know
Yeah.
Petty in cup level, but that's besides the point. All right, his first card's 2022 Dunras. Has a rated rookie there at the different parallels, printing plates, signature series as well. He was in 2022 Chronicles back. I had the Chronicles for a few years, but in 2022, clearly Donruss, Magnitude, Obsidian with Obsidian signatures, Pinnacle autographs, Select autographs, and Spectra. Also in 2022, Panini Prizm, card number 6, base card there with the different parallels, spotlight signatures as well. And then last but not least, 2022 Panini National Treasures, card 108. He's also in the Rising Stars and rookie signatures.
Yeah, that kid is on a roll, man. He almost cannot be beat. He's kind of like he's the Connor Zilisch of the truck series.
I would agree. Some of his competition has moved up. I was thinking like Hocevar when him and Hocevar got into it on the
hmm
was it Phoenix? I guess it was during the championship. So kind of took him out. And then Rio Ruggiero, he doesn't have any cards yet, not in Dunruss and not in Select. So we'll see.
Yeah, make it happen, Panini.
Yeah. All right. Next race. Race number 22. That's going to be the Truck Series at the Roval. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Roval. Friday, October 3rd at 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's like 2 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, they got I don't know if they're alternating with Xfinity, but Xfinity was off, and race number 28 for them is the Kansas Lottery 300 at Kansas Speedway, September 27th, 4 p.m. So no truck, but we have Xfinity this week.
Yeah, who's going to win that one?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe rhymes with Connor Zilisch.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It rhymes with Connor Zilisch.
And over in the Cup Series, that was race number 30. And that was the Mobile One 301 Sunday, September 21st at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Ryan Blaney was our winner. Highest finishing rookie was Riley Herbst at position 22. So Ryan locking himself in.
Yeah, and then you had Denny dumping Ty freaking Gibbs.
Yeah, I saw that. Little, I guess he's want some clarification from Coach about how they're supposed to race each other. So
Well, we'll talk about that here in a sec. Go ahead and talk
yeah,
about
let me
Ryan
let
Blaney.
me. But Ryan Blaney was our winner. His first card's in 2012 Press Pass Fanfare, card number 77. That was the Young Gun. And he has a few parallels for that. There's the die cut blue, hollow foil die cut, silver out of 25, sapphire out of 20, diamond out of 5. It's also magnificent materials in fanfare, and also fanfare young guns autographs. There's a silver 399, gold 150, red 75, and blue 10. And just as a note, and why everybody watches NASCAR radio is that you can find the autos with his signature, with the Ryan Blaney, like they have, like you have on screen, or actually a full version. And the full version is a lot scarcer than his now patented signature, like you see there.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like like a kid wrote it in a way. His alternate autograph when he was experimenting.
Yeah, yeah, and of course his autograph has gotten a lot shorter than that back in the day. We're using the Y for the L and Blaney, and he's got him at that angle there. So I think he went to the Joey Logano school of autographing.
Yeah, exactly. Except he didn't do a bunch of loop de loops.
Yeah, but it's cool to see the progression of autographs over time.
So, what did you think about Denny dumping Ty freaking Gibbs?
Now I didn't actually see it, but I did hear about the aftermath, and I don't know if he, Ty's been a thorn in his side, and meanwhile the three of them are racing for a championship. Ty really just needs to get out of the way.
That's my opinion of it. It's like, dude, you're you're not going to win today. You and your teammates are going for championships. Let them go. Do it for the good of the entire JGR team.
Yeah, I think the term is you're irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, it's what he's in his third year and he hasn't won a race yet. I thought I would have thought by the second year for sure he would have won a race by then, but he still hasn't. So I know he's probably got a lot of internal pressure on himself, but that's no reason to go out there and race your teammates really hard who are racing for championships and possibly take them out. That sure, don't let anybody else buy, but let your teammates kind of give them a little bit of a break. That's how I look at it.
That's why you have teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Ty's never watched an F1 race. Give up the position.
Oh gosh, there's no way he would ever do that.
Right?
If
Like, oh yeah, what was it? Give Lando back or Lando or Oscar, give them back the lead of the race. It's like,
yeah,
what?
Lando had the lead in that race, and he had to give it back to Oscar.
Yeah.
That's that's crap. It's a lot of crap.
So yeah, that's why I think what Danny talked about. They need to have a little sit down and talk about how they're supposed to race each other, especially when they're in the championship. That way, everybody it's written out there, and everybody knows what the rules are, and go from there. Otherwise, if you don't nip this in the bud, Denny's season can be against a 3-year driver, even though it's his grandson, Coach Gibbs. Denny's, I don't even how many 50 something wins more. So
Denny has 59 wins, I believe.
yeah, so he can learn a few things
He sure can.
from Ty. Could learn a few things from Denny. So
You think Ty freaking Gibbs is going to retaliate?
he's in a bad spot. If
He
he
is in a bad
does,
spot.
if he does, then things can get worse for him. But
Yeah,
unless he
that
thinks he's got the get out of jail free card from Grandpa.
I think that's what he thinks. Honestly, I think he feels like his name is on the door, and hey, I can do whatever I want. But that's not the right attitude to have. But that's the kid in him, showing out.
Yeah, I don't know. We will find out.
Yeah, for sure.
To be continued. See if it helps ratings. And then our highest finishing rookie, Riley Herbst. 2018, his first cards. He was next in line in Signature Series in Donruss. It's also in 2018 Panini Certified with certified next signatures. No base cards, but he does have base card in 2018 Panini Victory Lane, card number 38 with different parallels and printing plates, but no autos. And,
RH.
yeah, and then the next race, race number 30, is the Hollywood Casino 400 Kansas Speedway, Sunday, September 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's on USA Radio, MRN, Sirius XM, and stages are end of 80, 165, and 267.
Carry on.
Carry on. And like I said, IndyCar, they are done. They get to watch NASCAR.
That's right. Or participate if they can get a ride.
There you go. And so they can do extra credit there in racing NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. They could.
All right. And Panini Instant offerings for this week. I have a slide somewhere here. What was available, they went on. We're recording on Wednesday. They went available. They were on sale starting today with the three base or non-auto versions and the two autos, 101 out of 10, and then of course the 101 base at a 5. And so the non-autos were $100 for the 101, 30 for the out of 5, and 9.99 or less in quantity. And then the auto was 200 for the 101 and $50 for the out of 10.
Do you think that, and I know what the answer to this is going to be, but do you think that Panini would sell more instant cards if they had the lottery system like Tops has, where
I,
you have the chance to have the lucky hit?
I would think so. So you're talking about if you're going to put those in there, or if you don't have to have the auto versions. So maybe you do that. Maybe you have the autos and then you have the base with random parallels in them. But that would that would require them to take the risk of trying it, and I don't see Panini taking any risk.
No, I really don't either. But when they had the Speedway Classic, I bought some cards, and of the four different ones I bought, I got lucky hit out of three of the four. So I makes me want to buy more Tops now.
Yeah, I think they would, but there's a lot. We can talk about a whole show on their marketing and or lack of, and advertisements and buy-in. You know, Penske should be loading up on some of these. We did see it with RCR. They did buy some of the Austin Dillon. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but they had that on their merchandise website.
Mm-hmm.
So they bought some of those, and again, I don't know why Penske wouldn't buy some of those and put them in their store.
I don't know why any of the teams wouldn't do that.
I mean, if they wanted to go add extra value, they could sign them. They could have Ryan, as would be this example, sign some and either hand number them or put some kind of special sticker on them that you can only get through Penske. Lucas said they didn't have a problem. If you remember when we had him on, we talked about some stuff like that.
Right.
So I just don't understand. So either they don't know, or they're not educated on it, or they don't see the potential. So you
I think
know,
it's a combination of all the above.
Misha's only one person. It's only so many hours in the day. So
This is true.
in the marketing department, I would definitely say the marketing department at Panini probably gets a D.
Yeah, they need to. I'd love to see them step it up for sure, especially when it comes to NASCAR.
Maybe when they're losing all these licenses, they're just taking all their time and energy on and trying to get every last ounce that they can for the licenses until they're gone. And then they'll just leave NASCAR and some of these other sports, whatever, pickleball, whatever. I don't know. Darts.
WNBA.
Yeah.
Some of the I think they still have some soccer and maybe some of the combat sports. I'm not sure. Again, I don't really concern myself with other licenses. The only one I'm concerned about is freaking NASCAR.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
why I'm not up on what other licenses they have. I just know it's NASCAR, and I just know they could be doing so much more. Um, but for whatever reason, they're just not. So
Yep.
back to your thing though. I think if they had the print runs or they had the collectors, that would be a great option to put those random parallels in there. Like I said, you can do the autograph version as a pay, but the other ones as random.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be great. But like I said, that probably will not happen.
Well, it's not going to happen this year, and they've already pretty much stamped it and running with it. I'm just trying to get card 2 and 10 in Panini instead.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole nother subject. So, but we're at card, I think it was like 53 already. So,
We're spending a small fortune on Panini Instant.
but as I think, I don't know, Misha was saying, like WNBA is a lot of cards.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, next on our list of things to cover is Prism. The sell sheet's out 2025, even though Turn 4 is releasing next week, fingers crossed. But the sell sheet's out for Prism, so we take a quick look through the sell sheet to see what's next on the horizon. So the 2025 Prism, I think it's a lot of the same old that we've come to love with the base there, with the base black golds, base throwback reds, and the color blasts are back. Connor Zilisch there. And I do like the design. One of the big things with Prism is trying to distinguish. Maybe I need to pay more attention from being able to look at a Prism card and know exactly what year it is without looking at the back.
Right.
So,
But they are doing a base throwback, which looks like the 2016.
which wouldn't be confusing at all. So,
Yeah,
trying to
no.
trying
No,
to know them all, but we got the throwbacks, and they have fixed a little glitch that they had last year. So this is a 200 card set, and
right.
we're gonna have the base and the base rods. Where last year they were numbered 1 to 100 for the base and 1 to 100 for the base rods.
Yeah, that made no sense to me, but I think that was a major faux pas on their part. But they've corrected it for this year.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. I'd love to know everybody's opinion on this one, but I mean, I think Select and Prism are kind of close with the shiny. And do we need another 100 cards of base rides when we just got 100 from Select? Of course, Select is a 300, but what is it, 101 to 199 were base rides, and now we get more shiny car cards.
You know, the first year was 100 cards. And then you had the various inserts, but and you had memorabilia cards for in prison for the first year. But it wouldn't hurt my feelings if that would go back to just being a 100 card set.
Yeah, I would agree, but I would love to know what the audience thinks about that. So leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the car cards. I mean, I'm assuming people love them, but I mean some of the classic paint schemes, but now I'm gonna say schemes change every every race, but there are a lot of different paint schemes.
That's very true. But and I know you're not the biggest fan of car cards anyway. That's never been your thing. Um,
No.
but it doesn't bother me. But I would like it just to be a 100 card set, just something manageable to collect and try to complete the base set. That would be nice because I'm still trying to finish up the rainbow set from 2016. I still have 2 cards I need. Here it is. It's going next year will be 10 years, and I still haven't completed that set.
Well,
So,
now that you're talking about it, you need to let everybody know what are the two cards. So we got everybody looking for these two.
well, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. One of them is Terry Labonte, and the other one is actually Ryan
Is
Blaney of
right,
all people.
right. So that one's going to be tougher.
Yeah, and back when I was out of a job, that Ryan Blaney came up. It was graded, and the guy wanted some exorbitant price, and I just couldn't pay it. I just didn't have the money back then, and so I just couldn't get it.
So you're looking for one of the other 23 of them.
Yeah. So yes, I'm looking for one of the other 23. I'm actually looking on my phone right now. I'm trying to remember where I had the. This is this it right here? No.
Like in the
Anyway.
70s or 80s or something. It was the Labonte like NASCAR Hall of Fame one, right?
Yes, it is. You would think I would have these memorized, but I do not. Um,
All right, so let's hope Logan try to find these within before 2026. So 10 years.
yeah, it's been 10 years since I've been trying to collect.
Well,
uh,
next July 2026 will be 10 years.
well, here I found it on my phone. It's card number 26, the Rainbow Blaney, and then number 71, Terry Labonte.
All right.
Those two to get all the cards. It's been a labor of love. I started out like a house on fire with that because everybody had them, but those two have become very elusive.
All right. All right. Now back to back to Prism Associate here.
Yes,
Yeah, so we have the Color Blast again. It's a 200 card set. We have iconic dual autographs. Those look awesome with
yes,
with a petty Jimmy Johnson. That's pretty cool. The legendary signatures and the Cup Champions signatures gold vinyl. Now I love those.
yes. I do too. And that iconic duel with Jimmy and the King. That kind of harkens back to the 1992 tracks days when you had Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt, 7-time champs.
There you go. And basically, our summary here is we're talking 12 cards a pack, 12 packs a box, 12 boxes a case. And we're going to get 3 autos again per box on average, 22 base prisms, 12 inserts or insert parallels. And so you want to search for rookie phenom, Connor Zilisch rookie cards there. And we'll see what else we got. We already talked about the 22 base prisms, 12 insert parallels on average. The Ultra SSP Color Blast insert featuring the biggest stars of NASCAR. So So after we get done with turn 4, we'll have to turn our sights to Prism.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But to me, it kind of looks kind of very eerily similar to last year's offering. I guess the big thing is going to be Connor Zilisch. Everybody's going to be looking for Connor Zilisch first Prism card, so that'll be a big deal.
Plus, we have some other rookies in this crop this year, so we'll see Butterbean and some of the other folks. We'll
Corey
see.
Day,
Yep, if we're going to get those, and I guess we'll have to check the checklist. So, but um, I'm excited, for these rookies if we can get that rookie class in Prism, and then
yeah,
I guess we'll get a more detailed list of the parallels if we have any new parallels this year or if any parallels are being retired.
I doubt any are being retired. It's
Well,
it's at the very least the same as last year, if not more.
we need to do a comparison from 2016 through the years to the parallels.
Yeah, we do.
Because in 2016, I think the only non-numbered were the red, white, and blue, and the silvers. I think everything else was numbered.
Right.
To now we have, I think, handful non-numbered. So
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like we're going to have, and not that I'm complaining, but we're going to have new product overload here soon. So and I wonder if National Treasures will be out by the end of the year. It would be a miracle from God if we get everything in this year in the calendar year.
Panini's gonna need to go into the loan business. Loan people some money between all these releases and Panini Instant. It's like, man, come on into the season.
Yeah, well we've talked about collectors being under fire these days.
Yeah, and speaking of that, next on our list is Turn Four.
Yeah.
Great segue. All right, so we had some images for Turn Four,
Yeah, we're just going to
and
show just a few. We got several images, but we've Val picked out a few that we're going to show.
yeah, since Turn Four is releasing next week, we're gonna see if we can get Misha on and we can review some of the photos. The checklist should be out by then, and anything else that pops up, we can actually go to the source and get the actual info instead of um, cut out the middleman there and go right to the source for the information. So let's save the one for a second, but we'll show this one first. These are really cool looking designs here, kind of simple, but I don't say simple, but I like the tan borders there, and then of course the signatures and stuff, nice and bold in the white space.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, for example, that Connor Zilisch card, the mem with the autograph, uh, the memorabilia autographs, those are going to be actually the most common ones you're going to find, which I like that. That if that's going to be a common one to find, I always have loved memorabilia cards with autographs.
I would agree with that. They're a soft spot in my heart. But I do like the Jimmy though. It's kind of horizontal there, and a big photo with the auto.
Yeah, I do too, and I think that they're going to call that. I think that's the center stage signatures, and from what we've been told, it's a very clean and vibrant set.
All right,
So we like vibrant.
and of course the big reveal for the Ka-Vroom, and we have a pretty good one to show.
Chase Elliott. I like the way that looks. It's very similar to all the kabooms that we see out there in the stick and ball sports.
Hmm.
So that's going to be cool. That's going to be a big chase. We still don't know. We haven't heard how many different cars they're going to have in the Ka-Vroom set.
I thought
Uh,
we heard it was like 30.
is it 30? Is that what we've heard?
I
30?
don't know.
Wow, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be an expensive chase if somebody wants to try to complete that.
I think so, but we can get Misha to, and hopefully the checkers will be out, and we'll review that next week. So we'll go a lot farther in depth with Turn Four next week.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful card. I guess probably I could always start out with the Vinnie Miller Kavroom and work my way up.
There you go. Again, we don't know who.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, but we'll see. So they look awesome. I'd love to see one in hand.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
those are going to get graded too. People are going to be grading the holy crap out of those things.
yeah. Well, that's another thing we need to talk about is PSA. But and so I was been trying to find the SRP for Turn Four because some of the big three have them. We talked about. Uh, I think we somebody had mentioned that they had emailed them and they were talking about like 150, and then all of a sudden they were 300. They come down to about 250, and I've been checking with AI to find out what the web is available here, and luckily, looks like the MSRP and initial pricing for that is reported to be 150, with some distributors listing the internet minimum advertised price, which is the MAP. That's a new term I learned today, of 125 for the first 30 days. So
Right.
there's a map in place where it's to kind of keep that price stable the first 30 days, and then after that, I guess they can lower it. And but the retails and secondary marketplace, however, show prices ranging from 250 to 300. And one of the things that I saw was, since it was about 150, I went out on eBay, and West Coast case breaks. They actually have boxes out there for 150, and actually as low as 134 if you buy three. And 134, whatever it is, 135 each in quantity for three. So if you shop around and steer clear of distributors right now, you might be able to pick it up for a little closer to the map price.
That's a big difference between the big three and then that price that you're seeing on eBay.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling you about before. You like you go into the big three, you're buying a $10 scratch off for $20. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get that. That maybe another $10 ticket there or whatever, but you're already gonna be you're not gonna get a $20 ticket out of a $10 ticket. So anyway, if that makes any sense. So just letting folks know, and we know we talked about it last week, that pre-sale prices are binding. So
Yes, they are. So if you bought at 300, oopsies.
yep. Now we could be totally wrong, and this thing could skyrocket to 500, $800 a box. But I don't know. I've been doing this a long time. You too. I severely doubt that. So
Yeah, I don't see that happening with NASCAR cards. Now,
can
if
it?
this was brand new pickleball cards, probably.
Yeah, I did see that somebody like was buying them all up. But what else did I want to talk about? There was something else. Oh, anything else with Turn Four? Oh, about PSA. So did I see right that PSA is like is increasing their minimum?
Yeah, the from what I understand, I don't know that this is 100% correct or not, but I know they are increasing prices. But I think they're increasing prices on bulk submissions as well. Um, I'm going to say this: as a collector, I feel like I'm under fire from all directions. I've got high box prices, and here I am talking about NASCAR. I can only imagine being a stick and ball guy and paying some of these prices. I wouldn't be paying them, but I've got box prices going up, and then I've got overall card prices across the market are going up. Then I've got these authenticators going up on their price. Um, and I was telling you today when we were talking earlier on the phone, when you called me, that I've been collecting since 1971. So what does that make that? This is 54 years. This is the first time in my life that I have ever felt like I wanted to stop collecting because everybody just keeps wanting more money out of me. And collecting, it's supposed to be, first of all, it's supposed to be a hobby. But and not only that, people use their discretionary income. Most people, we're not ultra high end collectors that spend five, six, seven figures on cards. The normal guys like us, for us to spend $300 or $400 on a card, to me that's a lot. Okay, and I know that's in the grand scheme of things, that's not squat these days, right? But I feel like that I just it's just disheartening and it's very discouraging to me right now to be a collector. I think being a collector is not the cool thing. We've talked about this as a hot take before, but it seems like everybody's catering to the investors and the flippers and the repackers and all these people. And it's like, screw the collector. You know, we don't want their money. We want this ultra high end crap. So I'm very discouraged right now from a collecting standpoint. And I could see where, Ken was telling me that he was telling us that not too long ago, how he was feeling discouraged there for a while. And I'm starting to feel that way myself. And I don't want to stop collecting, but they're kind of forcing me to stop collecting. I can't pay those kind of, like, I love PSA. Don't get me wrong, I love PSA, but I can't pay these kind of prices for cards to get authenticated. I just cannot do that. They're going to have to give some relief to the real collectors, I think, in the form of like what they've done in the past, where they send out an email with a code and you put that code in, you get a discount. So I'm hoping something like that happens. But right now, I are discouraged.
Well, I was holding out like everybody's got their hand out,
Yep.
as asking for more money
Yep.
across the board, with retail and hobby and PSA and yeah, you name it. And I'm wondering, maybe it's just we're old and the hobby is shifting away from us, and maybe we are the minority and not the majority anymore, with the Pokemon and everything else going on, and maybe you're priced out of the newer stuff there is. I don't know how many years, 30, 40 years of NASCAR stuff. So there's a lot to collect, and things are changing, I guess. So better, worse. Um, so I guess as the hobby moves, if everybody goes along with it, or if it's going to change back, it just made me think, what Lucas was talking about with those cut sweatshirts and the souvenir hauler swatches or whatever that thing is, and they're trying that, and if it doesn't work, they'll go back, but
Mm.
will the collector make a stand or not? Most of them, you know they're on to the next thing. So I don't say they're not educated, but they're just either herd mentality or whatever. So
Well, the motivation now is not to collect. The motivation is to make money, and there's a lot of greed behind that. You see it on these videos, especially right now with the Pokemon sector of the card hobby. These videos of these people going into Costco, just it's like the pandemic, like it was during the pandemic.
that's what I was just thinking, is the pandemic, going to Target and whatever, buying up all those blasters, and then going to your LCS and then selling those to them.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess we'll see. I don't know. So,
Well, you know
but
what?
I was gonna say there's so many different ways to collect. You can, like I've seen folks, they're doing TTM, do the mail autographs.
Yep.
So there's you don't have to subscribe to only one way of doing it. Again, if you don't like the high box prices, you wait and pick off what you want to buy. You just need patience, right? I don't think a lot of folks have patience. Maybe it's something that's acquired over time, or if you get burned enough, that may you learn a lesson or two. So
I don't know. All I know is I'm discouraged right now with the whole collecting, hobby. And I say it's a hobby very loosely because it's really not.
and maybe that's what the rub with the turn 4 is for me, is like, I still remember some of those early 90s junk wax stuff of buying stuff up at the prices, and never to be seen again at those prices.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I want to let folks know about what AI had mentioned about the map price, and to check eBay and some other stuff. Now, we have no affiliation with, was it Midwest? They're not paying us or anything like that. I did see that they have 100% feedback. So, and
Yeah. West Coast card breaks.
yeah. So we have no affiliation with them. We're not pay, they're not paying us or nothing, but just saw that as an option from the big three.
Yeah, well, that at least that's a little relief right there for sure.
Oh yeah, when it's 250 on their site right now, and you can get it for 150.
Yeah,
Yeah, take the $100 and then buy something uh, when other people open them. So, and talking about through the mail, I did see this on the NasCard's Facebook group. Jesse Owuji, he's letting folks know if you're wanting an autograph from him, you can send him an email to Jesse at jesseowujimotorsports.com, and he will let you know what address to ship your cards, which I
that's
thought was
cool.
really cool. Yeah, yeah.
I like you. I like Jesse.
Hey, folks willing to sign through the mail. It's a lot of fun. If nobody's done it, and we talked about it before, if you have not sent your cards to uh, Richard Petty Museum to get Richard Petty autographs, then you're missing out.
Yeah, I need to send some more. I'm past due actually.
So I'm just as guilty, but I have sent them in the past. They're great. So
You can drive there.
yeah, it is. I don't know
I
what
never
is it,
drive,
two
but you can
hours, whatever.
drive there.
I could now if I had a '72 STP, I'd drive like Justin Chalmers did and
Yeah.
get that signed. But man, I'm so freaking busy.
Yeah, and I am too. Being a retired guy, I'm very busy.
Yes, you are. And let's see, next on the list is Spellbound.
Oh yeah, we've got a
Oh, wrong
spellbound.
one.
Now hold on. Here we go. All right,
Yes, I know.
all right. So this week's spellbound word of the week is going to be hypnotized. I remember when David Letterman would say, "I'm hypnotized," back in the day on his show. But hypnotized, the meaning from Webster's says that hypnotize is to induce hypnosis in, or the second meaning is to dazzle or overcome by or as if by suggestion. So everybody send me your cards. Send me all of your high-end cards.
See, now I was gonna say that the Chase Elliott is hypnotizing.
Yes. And I will say that Connor Zilisch knows how to hypnotize the NASCAR collectors with his driving
Yes, he
skills.
does.
So yeah, that is our spellbound word of the week. Hypnotize.
Well, awesome. Thank you. And I think with that, we're ready for King's Court, unless there's something else we have missed on our checklist.
I think that's yeah, because we're already at 48 minutes. Here we go again on another hour show.
Telling you. All right, let's do it.
Let's knock it out. All right, this week, let me get my crown on from eating my margarine. All right, I've got a special all select version from the month of September. So we're going to start out with honorable mention number one. This is on the 23rd of September, 2025 Select NASCAR Richard Petty Color Wheel. They're asking $119.95 for this really awesome, beautiful, stunning card of the King. They took a best offer of $92.50.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the King was at 92.50. Nice round number there.
Yeah, I guess with tax, title, and tag, it'll get you closer to 100
Yeah. Yeah,
with
by the time you
shipping.
pay tax and shipping, all that stuff, yeah. Because yeah,
Very
it's
nice.
what 441 shipping or some kind of crazy amount of money. But yes, very cool card. That's one on my list right now is to get a color wheel of the King.
Here you go, and send it to the museum. Okay, to get autographed.
Indeed. All right. So, honorable mention number 2. This was also on the 23rd of September, 2025 Select Racing. Brenden Butterbean Queen, rookie card number 4 of 5. I think we've had this on before, but since I was doing all select, you never know. But anyway, they were asking $229.99 for this card, and it went for, you know what? Oh, it went for a click. Somebody went dun 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 click and bought it for $229.99.
Wow.
That's a cool looking card. I love the green. It's my
Yes.
favorite color. That is a beautiful card.
I like that with the green and black. Yeah.
And he's real cool on social media. If you tag him, he'll like your stuff. So he's a pretty cool guy.
All right.
All right. So next up is our Joker of the Week. This was on the 14th of September, 2025. Select Racing Complete Grandstand Set 1 through 100 Corey Day rookie card. It's complete except it's short 4 cards.
It's complete short 4 cards.
That's like back in the day when we would set up. I'll tell the story real quick. Set up at the St. Louis Card Show back in the 80s. This guy came up one day and he told us he had a mint. I forget what card it was, and we looked at it and it had like rounded corners. It had a crease in it, all that, and it's like, okay, it's got rounded corners and it's got all these other problems. Otherwise, mint.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's like this. It's complete except it's short 4 cards. So that's how I put it on there. I just thought that was funny.
That is funny.
But they were asking $39.99 for this complete grandstand set, and he sold it for $39.99. Click.
And then $8 for shipping.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Next up, Jack of the Week, Young Driver 20. This is on the 24th of September, 2025 NASCAR Select. And you know what it is. We love gold. There you go. Yep. Grandstand Connor Zilisch out of 10, number 3 of 10. They were asking $399.99 for this, and I think you know what has happened here.
Oh, wow. Got a click.
Dun 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 dun. Click. Somebody clicked for $400 basically.
Wow.
Yeah. We
That is
love
impressive.
gold. There you go. Yeah. So Connor Zilisch prices are alive and well. No doubt. That's a cool looking card, man. You have to admit.
Oh, yeah. That's cool with the black, the gold, and that fire suit and the
Yep.
red.
And Carolina carports. You're going to have to get you a Carolina carport.
I guess I'm going to.
All right. Next is our Queen of the Week. This was on the 1st of September. It's 901 day. 2025 Select NASCAR Danica Patrick Auto Black 1 of 1 signatures. They were asking $399 for this card, and the seller took the best offer of $220 for Danica.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we've seen this one before, but
I think so.
But still, that's a cool card with the green. You know, it just
black,
looks
yeah.
it's a very very nice looking card with the green and black. It's a cool looking card. Plus, she writes her whole name.
She does.
Well, her whole first name. We'll say that.
Exactly. All right.
All right. Next up, King of the Week. This is on the 9th of September, 2025. Panini Select NASCAR signatures. Corey Day 1 of 1 Black Prizm. They were asking $600 for Mr. Corey Day, and they had a happy day when the seller sold it for $400.
Wow.
Yeah, for Corey Day, man, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's not even racing and, doesn't have all the wins. I think he's definitely overshadowed from Zillage, but that's
Yeah.
that's a hefty price right there.
It is a hefty price, man. I mean, he's got a lot of potential, but in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't done anything in NASCAR's Upper Series yet. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's the prospect in there. Or you're working on the rainbow and you're starting with the hardest to get first. So
Might as well.
might as well.
All right, next up is our ace of the week. It's our one of one. This is on the 6th of September, 2025 Select Racing. Shane Van Gisbergen, Sensations Black Prism one of one. A lot of one of ones. In fact, gosh, I guess the last, what, four cards are one of ones. Now you know what the next one's going to be. But anyway, they were asking $479.95 for SVG, and they sold SVG for $410.
Nice. I do like that red fire suit and everything on that black border.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty card.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
But he's still pretty hot. Even though he didn't make the next round of the playoffs, which I was very upset about. I thought for sure he could make it, but he didn't. Because he might win the Roval. But yeah, it's a really nice looking card. I love it.
All right.
All right. Lastly, this is our Royal Flush. This was on the 20th of September, 2025 Select Racing NASCAR. Kyle Larson, Black Finite Grandstand, one of one. And they were asking a whopping $1,000 for this card. And they took a whopping best offer of $700 for Kyle Larson.
Counting that money out. Wow.
Indeed, man. But that's you have to admit that's a stunning looking card right there.
Sure is with that white fire suit with that black border. It's a great looking card. Not to mention,
Yeah.
future Hall of Famer. It's a nice one.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking a while ago when you were talking about Ryan Blaney, he's also a future Hall of Famer since he's won a championship, by the way.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, that's a stunning card. Congrats to the seller for sure. That was a heck of a pull. Um, I don't think I've ever pulled a one of one black card out of Select. I would love for that to happen to me one day.
It's still time. Yeah, that's a
There's
great
still
looking
time.
card. There was a nice cards.
Yeah, and that's a great picture they took too. It's got the rainbow effect in there and everything from the prism. So very, very nice. So that's it. That's all we've got for this week's King's Court.
Okay.
My hair's all funky.
All right. Well, that's it for the show. Thanks everybody for watching, listening to the show today. You got any hashtags?
I got a few. Hashtag PSA10. Hashtag it's so shiny. Hashtag turn four. And it's FOUR, not FORE. Hashtag hypnotize. And the last hashtag, which we all know what it is, we love gold. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's all I
All
got.
right. I'll have his hashtag redemption suck. So, and um, yeah, we can't wait for next week. Turn four releasing. We'll get our hands on the checklist, and you will not want to miss next week's show. Hope to have Misha on, and we'll have a massive deep dive on turn four and get all the skinny on everything that's not on the sell sheet. So, looking forward to that.
Yep.
And if you like the show, please like, share the show, give a shout out as well. Let folks know about the show. Help us uh, reach and expand the NASCAR trading card market and educate folks on NASCAR trading cards as that seems seems to be an issue. So, trying to share some of this information. But that's all I got. And again, thanks for watching. Have a great race weekend. We will see everybody next week. And we are out of here. Bye.